Back at the bus, back at it again with another Power Book 3 Raising Kanan episode review. This is for episode 7. Let's start off with Unique. So, obviously, with episode 6 coming into this episode 7, we saw Unique eating butter pecan ice cream. And so, obviously, that's where we need to start.
You ain't lying about this butter pecan.
See, the reveal could have been so fire, but bro talking about all this shit and he's so wrong and loud, it just takes me right out of it. Like, this reveal could have been something big, but
it also up. You can't have one of those type of reveals and you've been showing us this nigga every single week. Like, if they'd have showed us him in the first episode and then he was gone for the next 3, building and putting all this stuff together and all of that off camera, then he pops out, brand new chain, brand new wardrobe, brand new cut, brand new everything, look brand spanking new. Okay, it has a little bit more of effect.
Yes.
It had zero effect because we've already been watching this nigga and we know that he ain't got it all together. So this facade that he putting on, we know that it's at least partially fake.
Yeah.
Because his mental is not there. He's not a solid nigga at the moment.
But even if we see him, that's one thing. Like, they should have probably hidden him. But on top of that, just being wrong in every sentence here is nuts. It's just like, you just ruined that, basically, for him being nuts. Also, I know he's obviously changed. We went over that at the beginning of the season. Yelling at your girl when she is standing there being right about this situation is nuts, too.
Again,
like,
everybody he is told about Rock taking over his business has told him that he's wrong. And the only thing that I can go back to is the conversation the doctor was having with Early Tyler about him not being able to reason. You would think that at a certain point, if nobody has been on your side, like no one has been like, you know what, you haven't got any corroborating information. Like, you haven't been able to corroborate any of this. You haven't been able to put 2 and 2 together on anything. Nobody has assisted you in the conclusions that you're drawing. Like, nobody else, oh, you know what, that's going along with what I thought already. No. Literally every time you've uttered any of that nonsense out your mouth, from homeboy Sal's homeboy to Early Tyler to your girl, no one has gotten any of this.
They've even so far as warned you that you might be wrong. So, like, it's just annoying. We're hyping Unique up, and he's wrong at every turn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, the quote that he says, "Just like Jesus, I died for other niggas' sins," is insane behavior when this episode came out around Easter. It's crazy.
Just like Jesus, crazy. I died for other niggas' sins. You want to hear an even crazier quote? I already died once, and I ain't doing it again. Not for you, not for Jerome. What?
You're not gonna die for your son.
What? Then why the fuck is she here? Leave her where the fuck she at and go on about your business. Why did this nigga go and pick her up just to tell her, I ain't dying for you or that little nigga, so you better stay here?
Dropping cash off at your girl's crib in her mailbox and
just
all that
to tell her that you're not gonna die for her is
not gonna die for her or your son together.
Some writing that I'm just not about to jive with. Okay, I'm not about to play these silly ass games with y'all. Pick one. He's either a heartless felon now, or he really got, that's his only weakness. You can't be both.
Yeah, no. So yeah, Unique's been pissing me off. Kanan decided to go full conspiracy mode and just assume because he saw Rock paying off the cops that she's the one that killed Famous.
Which is extra stupid because these the same cops she been paying off since they was throwing shit into her building.
Brother,
so it's like,
you need more evidence. What are we doing?
He already knows about all of that. Again, I'm just, I'm struggling now and I'm really upset because the majority of the season has been pretty tight.
Yeah, I agree.
It's been pretty tight, and now it seems like this stuff is starting to come apart at the seams.
Yeah, and I just think it's ironic that he couldn't see the little person coming up and robbing his stash. He was looking too far
so fucking mad. And I know that's who got the money too. It's dumb on his behalf because Unique don't really have a reason to keep you around. Like, as soon as you hand that cash off to me, I'm shooting you, and then that's the end of it. Yeah. And then on the side of Kanan, it's like, you had so many opportunities to just like get yourself out from underneath Unique's thumb because he doesn't have a tight grip on you. Mm-hmm. He think you so pussy that he can just tell you to rob Kanan and you gonna do it off GP. He don't gotta have a gun on you. He don't gotta threaten your family. He don't gotta post up at your spot. He don't gotta do nothing.
Facts.
Only thing you gotta do is tell you, and you just gonna go. Mm-hmm. So you should have used that as a opening to try and elicit Kanan's help and put Unique in a trap.
Yes.
All right, look, he coming to get your money at this and that. I'm sorry, I told him I was gonna do it, but I thought I could wrangle him in. I thought this would be good for you. I serving him up on the platter for you. Mm-hmm. You know,
makes sense.
None of that is going on. It's just no. I'm so scared of Unique that I'm just gonna do whatever against Kanan as if he's never gonna retaliate against me.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Okay. I know they're like 19, 20, but like this whole teenage angst thing that Kanan started with, but now Juke is being a part of is really annoying. It was bad when it was just Kanan throwing temper tantrums, but now that Juke is joining in on I really hate it. I hate it. And I hate her villain era that, again, still seemingly came out of nowhere. Dog, like the hookup scene with her and the girl, she didn't need to do that girl like that. She didn't need to treat that girl like she was a one night stand.
I mean,
when have we ever seen her act like that to another girl?
It would have been better for her to have a little bit of a smoother transition into whatever this new version of her is. They could have done it with a little bit more care.
Yes.
At the same time, we know that some of this stuff is just where Juke ends up. And instead of it being a smooth transition or for them, dropping breadcrumbs for it to make sense completely for us, they just kind of expedited the descent, which is a little bit jarring. It's literally like taking a plane nose down as suddenly as possible. Mm-hmm. You got all that shit in your stomach. It don't feel right. Yep. What they should have done is nose down gradually and taken us gradually into the character arc, but they didn't. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if it's out of an interest of time or just not really having a clear idea or a plan of how we were going to get there. They know where they needed to be. And so, they just kind of got there by way of however they did.
And I'm upset because it's like there's multiple things here where it's like, okay, the girl from Butter didn't need to be in the whatever the first episode was of this season. We didn't need to have this link to her and the cops or her in the army, considering she becomes a cop later on. Like, there's certain things here that it's just like, what was that link for?
You talking about like the Shannon thing, and then
that,
and then the army thing. Yeah,
so
you were thinking that those things were directly going to lead her into her half crime, half police officer career, and neither one of them seemed to be a direct connection. So it's like, where the fuck did all this come from? She ain't even met Ray Ray yet,
right?
So Ray Ray seems like it was just either it was a new thing for her, when around the time that he met Tariq, or it just wasn't all that integral to anything she had going on.
Yeah. I've always hated this move into it, but here we are, I guess. Okay, it's finally coming to it. Tony Danza is trying to get Marvin to be the new boss.
First of all, I called that one from outside the gym.
From
outside the damn gym. That was either painfully obvious move from the Tony Danza character, or damn, I'm good.
It could be both.
It could be a little bit of both. I think that the fact that Marvin didn't immediately take that information back to Rock is a bad sign for Rock.
Yes,
that's a bad sign for her that he didn't. He said the right things to Tony Danza, but he also didn't do the right things that you would want if you're Rock. Yeah. So that's a scary proposition.
I mean, he was at a crossroads where he could either ultimately stay loyal to Rock or see the vultures circling her and her BS take that role.
Here's my thing. What's the BS? Like, what all of these bad moves that Tony Danza's talking about he making, and that Snap, Popple, and Croc that they talking about. What are these bad moves? Like, what is the controversy that Rock herself caused? Because right now it just seems like she's dealing with bullshit as it comes. But I don't think any of the stuff that's on her right now came because of her. Quan raised the prices 20% arbitrarily for no fucking reason because he's racist and he's a dick. Yeah, he don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not her fault. Also, this situation about not being able to move her product. If Marvin didn't shoot homeboy, they was going to have another problem with the police because he was going to snitch.
Right.
So again, and she didn't shoot him. So not his problem, not her doing, not her problem, not her doing. I'm trying to figure out what else is going on that would cause Tony Danza for one. This whole shit going on with Unique. She didn't do none of that shit. Yeah. She didn't do any of that. Ronnie did that shit. He's crazy. He don't understand. You'd be better off to just put the nigga down, but you don't want to do that because it'd be easier for you to work with him. You're a slime ball.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's not that she's doing anything that's making the business uncomfortable for you. You don't want to lift your hands because you don't want to be seen warring with another family over moolies. Is what it really is. Yeah. And then over top of that, you would rather just work with Unique and split the territory up than you would go at it over her. So you would just make her the problem. You just want to make her the problem. So all of this will go away a lot easier.
Well, some of this is obviously also he's somewhat sexist and doesn't believe that a woman can be in this position and make these types of decisions. We might as well just let a man like Marvin actually be in this situation.
Yeah, sure. But if it was truly just a man thing, how could you expect Marvin to work with you after Unique moves his sister out the way?
I don't think it's just the sexism. I think that plays a part in it, though.
Sure.
A little bit of a part in it. Okay. I got one thing for Lulu. Why are we so eager to jump right back into this
fam? Like shit? He never left. Like none of this shit ever affected him. Oh, for famous, I make an exception.
No, you went through a whole season and a half arc.
We wanted you to kill to save Kanan. So now it's okay for you to kill because somebody killed famous?
No.
This is plot. This is they need a new soldier that we're familiar with, potentially to die, and so Lulu's up.
Well, you shouldn't have killed
D. Will.
No, I was talking about Sparky. What was his name?
Sparky.
Scrappy. Anyway, yes. If you didn't kill him, you could have had him, but no, you had to kill him. Yep. Oh, brother. B-Rilla is a certified idiot.
Dummy. Dumb fuck.
Such an idiot.
Hey, the nigga going to the studio right after that shit happened is insanity. He's like, he here? You say he here. He coming?
Brother, idiot.
In the flesh?
He's alive? I shouldn't have said that. Oh. Like, bro, how did you put your people on a lick just for him to not even be there?
But you didn't even go in.
Yeah, you had to sit in the car like a
toddler. What the fuck did you think this was?
Brother.
What the F did you think this was? Like, yeah, I'm about to put y'all on for this lick at my record producer's house, but it ain't no way I can go in.
I can't do it.
Hey, bitch ass nigga, is this a setup? Are you undercover right now? Why would you bring me here and then tell me that you can't go in the house? We all leaving immediately, and then we putting paws and feet on you.
Facts.
What do you mean you can't go in? You brought me here to kick in the door. Come kick this door in. You brought this work to me.
You think I'm gonna go under and you not?
Yeah, you think I'm gonna go kick the door in because you said so, and you gonna sit in the car because you don't want? Okay, yeah, all right, bet. Let's take this drive, homie.
Whew. Yeah, no, certified idiot for all of that. I hated all of that. Unnecessary. Okay. I guess that leads us to Rock. So, yeah, I obviously, in the ending there, we saw her cry, which is crazy. I understand it's her mom, and she had to be the one to put her under, but, like, Rock has been through a lot of shit, and for this to be the thing that we see her show any sort of real emotion over is kind of crazy.
Mother. It's not crazy at all. It's her mom.
I get that. But she's been through a lot of other similar.
What
things
exactly
at
can
some
you go
level.
through that prepares you for having to put your mom down?
Fucking up with your son.
That prepares you for having
No, not
to
prepares.
kill
Not
your
prepares.
mom?
Not prepares. Not prepares. I'm saying this is the only thing we've ever seen any kind of emotion out of her.
I don't think any of that stuff could prepare you for what she had to do.
I don't think it will prepare you. I'm just saying you didn't even like your mom.
I don't think any of that stuff. First of all, relationships with parents is
You didn't even
is
fuck
complicated.
with your mom.
She didn't fuck with her, but I'm sure she loved her. And seeing her die, not just seeing her die, but pushing her into death.
Okay. So then
Like, damn, she can't shed a tear?
Should have denied killing her like the rest of her brothers did.
Well, but you just explained to me that she don't fuck with her like that. She probably doesn't have that type of emotional tie that would keep her from wanting to do it. I think the brothers wanted to do it, but they couldn't because they couldn't bring themselves to do it. I think
agree with that.
all three of them were trying to help her, and they just couldn't get over the fence of doing that. Rock is the oldest. She's the strongest. She's the one that does all the shit that nobody else wants to do. So it's perfectly on brand for her to have to do that.
We have.
She's not the oldest. Marvin is the oldest, but she act like the oldest all the time.
But I'm saying, not that prepares you for this. I'm just saying we haven't really seen any level of emotion like this from her for anything else.
She killed her mom.
I get that.
Like, what is supposed to be? What else is it supposed to be? If that's not what's gonna make her cry, what's gonna make her cry?
Life doesn't at some level get to her, or Unique dying when she now has to abort her baby, or
Okay, well, no, now you talking about some shit. The aborting of the baby thing, I would have thought she would have shed a tear. That we talked about that earlier, though. I thought that was a mistake for them to write that scene so cold.
Yeah, or you having okay, Howard was a cop, but you having to kill the father of your son, putting your son through any of that shit. I don't know. There's a lot of cold-blooded shit that Rock has done, and I feel like at some point she could have shed a tear for any of that.
She certainly probably should have shed a tear, but if there's one thing that I would say that's definitely going to make you shed a tear is having to euthanize your mother.
Right. So I'm understanding of her crying at that, but like also you do fucked up shit. So like cry at some other shit too.
Sure.
Or just be the monster that you are, I guess. I don't know. I thought that was crazy at some level. But yeah, no, obviously outside of that, it seems like aside from, I guess maybe Tony Danza still kind of being in her corner at some level, even though he wants Marvin to take over and the connect that she has now. It seems like everybody else kind of seems to be circling around her.
When Marvin said we might have to take out
Tony Danza,
I was like, what? Where's that fucking
I was like,
even?
that's kind of crazy.
What are you talking about?
That's crazy.
And then literally 2 scenes later, he like, oh, I just want to move out the way and put you in charge. Okay, well, you just signed your own death warrant, motherfucker.
Yeah. But, I mean, at least he's loyal to her. At least somebody is loyal in this situation.
Who is?
Marvin's loyal to Rock.
Kinda. He didn't tell her that he asked her that. He didn't tell her that Stefano asked her to move her out the way.
Her, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to look for a silver lining here, and it just doesn't really seem to be.
No, stuff is definitely coming to a head, and I think some bodies are going to drop. And it's going to be some important ones too. So
yeah, some major ones.
Be on the lookout.
Somebody is, and it's not going to be the likes of Famous. It's going to be somebody bigger than
What's
Famous.
the 411? What's the 411? A mother's life is different after losing a son. What's the 411? What's the 411? Thinking about catching bodies. It changed my life. Done.
Gross. Anyway.
Waking up in cold sweats. I can't get no rest.
Gross. You don't remember the rest of the lyrics.
My heart beat bumping up my chest.
You just freestyled that.
When I put them bullets in his chest.
You just freestyled that whole thing.
What's the 411? What's the 411?
The 411 is you taking us out on this recap.
Thinking about catching bodies. It changed my life. Done. Like, subscribe, and like, subscribe, and like.
It.
Come back next week. You'll get some more, tyke.
Okay. Anyways, yes, that's our wrap. Literally on our episode 7 recap. Make sure y'all join us for episode 8 next week.
What's the 411? What's the 411? Come back next week and join us for some fun. What's the 411? What's the 411?
Peace.
A mother's life is different after losing a son.